Hello students. Today we are going to learn about challenges in improving agricultural production. Now you know that India is a country where agriculture is placed in a pivotal role. It's a primary area where the government invests in. Any government in this country invests in agriculture. Okay, any government in this country will invest in agriculture because agriculture is the backbone of India. Okay, right? So in order to improve that agriculture, okay, and in order to improve the crop yield of whatever crop is grown in this country, okay, there are certain challenges which are faced. Okay, and there was a lot of brainstorming which was involved in improving the agricultural production in our country. Okay, so in this session we will be looking at the introduction of this chapter, and also we'll be looking at food production techniques. All right, children? Now let's go to the introduction part now. Now when we talk about challenges in agricultural production, we should first understand food is an important aspect of sustenance and survival of human beings. So without food, as you all know, we cannot survive. Okay, so without food there is no question of survival. Okay, so if we are taking food, this has to be taken as a primary note. Okay, so food is an important aspect of sustenance and survival of human beings as well as other living organisms. So it is implied that without food there is no life. Okay, now however, as conditions keep changing and sometimes even deteriorates, it has become important for people, especially farmers, to adopt efficient methods to manufacture food. Now we are producing many types of food, no doubt in that. We are producing processed food, we are producing food which is coming from cattle, okay, we are producing food which is coming from plants. Okay, now going on a circle, that circle will end up here, farmers. Okay, because they are the people who are actually producing food for us. So farmers are the backbone of this country. Okay, so what we should understand here is, because there is a damage, if there is a damage, so say for example the condition right now, because of heavy rains there is flooding. Okay, now because of flooding the crops are getting destroyed. Now when the crops are getting destroyed, the farmers are at loss. Okay, and when the farmers are at loss, the consumers, that is us, also are at loss. Okay, now why are we at loss? Because the rates of the food items will increase, and because of what? The consumption of the food item is increasing. So farmers also need to be educated, okay, by many people, that is people who are researching in the field of agriculture. They have to educate the farmers and ask them to, or say sensitize them to adopt to more efficient manufacturing of food. Okay, so that is a major goal that we have to look at. Okay, now moving on, food production techniques. Okay, what are these techniques? We'll see. Now today the needs of the increasing population are constantly growing. So you know that the population is growing in our country. Because the population is growing, the need of food is also growing in our country. Thus, increasing food production in proportion to compensate for the needs has become quite a big challenge for many. So, when the population is increasing, the food production also should increase. Okay, now if the food production is less and the population is increasing, then automatically there will be a imbalance in the society. Okay, right, in proportion to compensate for the needs. So we have to develop techniques to increase the food production. Okay, right, so when we develop techniques, we will be able to balance both of them. Okay, the population is increasing, also the food production is increasing, so this can be balanced out. Okay, right. Now, moreover, at such juncture, many farmers are constantly trying to meet the challenge against all odds. So you know that farmers are the backbone of our country. I'm repeating again, the farmers are the backbone of our country, and they are facing the situations in the real world in the production of food. Okay, so they have to constantly evolve themselves against all the odds that they are encountering. Okay, so there are some effective ways to increase fruit production. So now we will see some of the effective ways in which food production can be improved. Now, in that, the first one is increasing the area of cultivated land. Okay, so this is the first thing, because for production of anything you require land. Okay, so increase in the area of cultivated land, that is the first step in increasing the food production. Now the second one is increasing production in existing land. Now, say for example, I have a 1 acre land. Okay, now in that 1 acre land, I plan to do a farming. Okay, now I should plan it in such a way that the 1 acre land is less, small, but the yield that I am getting is more. Okay, so I have to look at aspects where my production will increase. Okay, right, and the land is small. Okay, then moving on, developing high yielding varieties. Now, if I have to increase production in the existing land, I have to depend on high yielding varieties. Okay, so I have to purchase high yielding varieties. I have to purchase seeds of high yielding varieties of plants. Okay, then I have selected high yielding varieties. I have got the crop also. Now I should not be happy that I have got a crop and I am happy I've got my money. No, what the farmers do generally is, they, after one crop is over, they go for alternating crops. Okay, so if, say for example, if for 4 months one crop is cultivated, then after that 4 months the land is readied and then the next crop is cultivated. Okay, now that is basically what is alternative cropping, which we'll see in the later part of the chapter. And then you have mixed crops. Okay, so this is also a technique to improve high yield, to get high yield in existing land. As I said, 1 acre of land. Okay, and then you have cultivating short-term crops. So you have some certain crops which come up very quickly. Okay, they come up very, very quickly. Okay, so you can cultivate these short-term crops. Now, say for example, you have your palak or coriander. Okay, right? So these plants, they come up very, very quickly. Okay, so farmers, instead of wasting that 1 month's time, they can cultivate their land and grow these plants so that they can get good varieties. Okay, and they can get good yield also. So just food production techniques are very, very important. Okay, so these 6 is what we are going to study in the later part of the chapter. Now, increasing the area of cultivated land, increasing production in the existing land, developing high yielding varieties, alternate cropping, then mixed crops, and cultivating short-term crops. So these are the techniques which the farmers should employ or are employing to give us food. So please understand, farmers form the backbone of this country and we all need to support them in whichever way it is possible for us. So I hope that you have understood this introduction and the food production techniques. So I'll see you in the next session. Thank you so much.